How's it going, folks? It's been a minute. So basically, the wife and kids went ape on the Thanksgiving Day sales. I never left the house, not once. I'm becoming a bit of a recluse anymore for some reason. I haven't quite figured out why. Headed down to a new vapor store, well, newer, in Hendersonville, which is 15-20 miles away from me. I'm gonna check out their stuff. If they're decent enough, and they got everything I need in there, or everything I think I'll need in there, then that might be my new favorite haunt. Might not have to wait till the vape meet every month. But the reason I've kicked the light on, believe it or not, it is not that late. 4:11. Since I haven't done one in a while, and I've been asked for the updates. Heck, surely I didn't get rid of that app. Oh, there it is. It has now officially been 280 days. I have not smoked 9,806 cigarettes. I've saved $2,843.74, which you can knock off about 1,000 of that for what we spent collectively on both of our juices and mods and coils and things like that. Because we put some money on them, and it's just, we figured it out, and it's a little over $1,000. So, yeah, we don't have a small fortune sunk into it like some people do, but we're getting along pretty good. I've got a backlog of juices enough to last me a couple months. Even if I just sit there at my desk all day just reefing the heck out of the mods. I still like this one. It's as heavy as a doggone brick, but I still like it. And when I say as heavy as a brick, I am not even exaggerating. This one needs a new coil in it because I think only one of the coils is working. Because, yeah, I burned it up. This one, this is the iClear 30 that I got with my MVP V2, and you can't get a full hit out of it because if you go as long as the battery will let you go till it times out, the top coil's burnt on this one. So if you go till it's at the end of its cycle for each time you press the button, it times out on you and you get a really burnt taste in your mouth. But if you just do like a half hit on it, like a good hearty half hit, you can get a good cloud out of it still. I like these things. Now granted, this one's a wick fed filter with regular wick from the top fed, and I'm not a real big fan of that But this one vapes pretty doggone good. That's just a little small hit to keep it from making it all the way to the burnt coil. I'm trying to empty this tank out because one of the things I'm looking to buy while I'm down here is the new coils. Anyway, noticed that at least some of the disinformation stuff has slowed down from a couple of the people that were putting it out there. One thing I kind of wanted to cover, I've actually had people quote me back it smells like electronics burning. I've actually had people quote me back an FDA posting from 2009 when e-cigarettes first came out. It basically says that that they found carcinogens and that the glycolene was harmful, and on and on and on. And I'm going to address this. One, that is a very dated, unfounded, unresearched blanket statement that they put out there about the early e-liquids. Nobody had done any research at all at that point. The research that's been done today is very limited. I'm actually trying to write either a blog or a paper, probably a blog because that's a little easier to do and post, with all the facts and all the fiction, basically. All the claims that people say, well, it's bad and everything else. A lot of you guys don't realize, a lot of the people that are opposed to these things, that glycolene in there that's supposedly so bad for everybody, they put it in a lot of your foods for different reasons. I mean, a lot of your foods. Look it up. There have been studies done now, but it's kind of funny. Every doctor that's talked about these, and I do mean every one of them that I've been doing research because I want to get all the pros and cons for this so I can do a complete, this is what they're saying is good, this is what they're saying is bad. This is all fact, this is all fiction that people are scared of, and get it all out there at once. Now, it may take me quite a while to do all this, but I've gotten a couple really good resources, several different countries' researches that's been done on these things and the juices. So far, the only thing all of them really agree on is the fact that these are still a safer form of nicotine delivery than smoking a cigarette. I've seen cancer doctors, Dr. Nancy Snyderman on the Today Show, on several shows, has mentioned about how these while they may not be as safe as people would like them to be, or they may not know all they need to know about how safe they are or aren't, it's still a safer way to get your nicotine than smoking a cigarette. I've seen several posts that really surprised the fire out of me, where they're talking about there's over 4,000 chemicals in every cigarette that you smoke. Just the number of chemicals was enough for me to stop and just step back and go, whoa. And I smoked on those things for 25 years. I was pulling all that crap into my lungs for 25 years, and I'm doing this now, and people want to give me fits about vaping on a job or vaping in a store or something like that. You don't get anything from the vapor from this. I can stand there and just hit the heck out of this thing and blow it right in your face all day long. All you're going to get is a flavor, and if I do it long enough, fast enough, and hard enough, you might get a little mist on your face. Maybe. That's it. You don't get secondhand residual contact anything from the face with e-cigarette vapor. So these people that are all freaking out that, oh, that's toxic, you can't have that in here, you can't do that. They're afraid of what they don't know. They're more afraid, and one of my co-workers that I also got started vaping laid it out for me in a real understandable manner. He said it's not so much that they're afraid of you, of the actual act of you vaping. He says, I'm sure if they knew what it was and what you were doing, if they really knew, they probably wouldn't have a problem in the world with it. But it's the appearance that you're sitting here at your desk or wherever in the building smoking, and that's been outlawed, that's been banned. So because it looks like you're sitting there smoking an actual cigarette, even though you're not, they're gonna cry and whine and raise all kinds of stink until they get it banned, like they did at my work. But that didn't stop me. Nobody saw me doing it, but I vaped the whole day. I just didn't hit it as often or as hard as I usually do. So, and that's all it's going to do trying to ban it. Because there's no smoke detectors or anything in a building that you can put in that's going to detect a liquid vapor. I've even seen a video, was it this morning or last night? I think it was this morning, kind of early. Ran across the thing about a guy that was trying to, or that had developed his own little way of doing a stealth vape, where you pull it all into your mouth and then you suck it all back into your lungs, and supposedly you still get the throat hit and feel it in your lungs, and when you go to exhale, it's just a faint little bit of vapor, because once you get it in your mouth and you take that other gas to pull it back into your lungs, that's that much more air that goes into it. Only problem I've got with that is you're not getting as much vapor doing it that way, and you're basically just wasting your time, your energy, and your battery and everything else. Now, just to give you an idea how dependent I am on this, I've hit it twice since I turned the camera on at 4:11. Oh, I do need to put my phone on charge. It is 4:26. and I have not touched it except to hold it in my hand. Not that I don't want to, and not that I wouldn't normally be just toking away on the thing, but I've been on 6 milligram since August. Yeah, because the end of May I started on 0 milligram. Good grief. I would put those little rumble strips out in the middle of the dang road for once. In May, the end of May, I switched to 0 milligram nicotine, where it was just flavor. That was it. Flavor and glycolene. And I was told at the time when I did that I was going to wind up burning up a lot of coils, because you have to have at least some nicotine in there to help cool the coils and keep them from burning up. Now, I thought the guy was full of crap when he told me, because he was one of the guys that sold me the liquid. But the thing is, it doesn't matter what level of nicotine you have in the fluid or the e-liquid, it costs the same either way. So if you've got 0 milligram, 6, 12, 18, 24, 32, I think I've seen one that was like 46%, which I can't imagine that being any good at all, because you kill your lungs just trying to bring it in. That's like 10 times the nicotine in a pack of cigarettes, I believe. Could be wrong about that, don't quote me. But standard, what I was told by everybody that has researched this, is the standard hit of nicotine is 18 milligrams, between 12 and 18 milligrams of nicotine in a regular cigarette. So between 12 and 18 milligrams of nicotine, you're still basically pulling in the same that you would if you were still smoking, but you're not getting all the carcinogens and all of the rest of the 4,000 other chemicals, which has to be better for you, just plain and simple. What got me into these is it was another way for me to still continue to get nicotine in my system at first and not have to deal with smoking. I wanted something that I could get off of cigarettes with, and I pretty much have. I have not touched, held, lit, or even been near a cigarette since February 25th of this year. And it's, what, December 2nd now? Yeah. I'm considering this a success. For me to go this long and to not have smoked any cigarettes or even had the desire to pick one up and try it again. That first night, I smoked my last cigarette at like 10 o'clock that morning. It was 9:30, 10 o'clock, somewhere in there. And I was going to give it an honest shot. I had already bought my blue e-cigarette. And I figured, well, let's give it a shot. Give it an honest shot. Try to quit. See if we like it. And if I like it, then I can probably stick with it and just completely come off of cigarettes. Didn't know how much I was actually going to like it. Because, yeah, I did. And then we ran across somebody that sent us, I think it was a reduced cost of the E-cig twist. And of course we just we were just head over heels then because we had tanks that we could fill up, refill. Didn't have to run to the store to get a new cartridge. You could just fill it up right there yourself at home, put the cap back on it, and go right back to town. Worked out pretty doggone good, and then the more we got into it, the more we got hooked on it. We got hooked on the vape pretty early, and we've been stuck on it ever since. I mean, I was wearing out probably 4 3-milliliter bottles a week by myself, especially if it happened to be a flavor I liked, because the batteries didn't stand a chance when it was one that I actually found that I liked. I would keep this sucker in and just all but just hold the button down. No, I don't play with just bringing it into my mouth like a lot of people do. It goes straight into the lungs, dissipates out, and then right back out again. I don't treat this any different than I treated a regular cigarette, but I do like the flavor, especially this one. This is peanut butter, and surprisingly, it is a good all-day vape, and it's made by Nebula Vapors, nebulavapor.com. Of course, to be fair, we have put a lot of sweetener in it too. I should say I put a lot of sweetener in it too. We got this little 2 milliliter candy, what the heck are they called? Cotton candy. They're kind of plain and just real sweet tasting. Got those, and I dumped almost a whole bottle of the cotton candy sweetener into the peanut butter. And it's really good now. I mean, really good. It's like eating the center out of a Reese cup almost. Almost. Not quite there, but it's pretty close. This is the first time I've been out of the house in a long time. Probably a little over a week. The very thing that I'm going through right now is the very reason I don't leave the house much anymore. I get out in public, get around people, and I start getting congested. Went to work Friday before last because we had our little Thanksgiving meeting and update and everything. Nauseous. Come home sick, ready to just throw up, burning up. I couldn't get comfortable to save my life. Held a little too long. Don't do a long hard draw on it. You can do a hard one, just not a long hard one. Just a short hard draw on it. Let her rip and you're good to go. Now, I'm not sure what the that's it right there. Yep, Indian Lake Boulevard. Alrighty then. Now I don't know which way they are on Indian Lake Boulevard. I've seen are signs of the storefront lit up. Saphire Vapor Life Church TV. Really? I'm sorry. I'm not looking down on these people for their having church on TV thing, because some people, that's the only way they got to participate in any kind of church action and all. But I was raised with religion all my life. It was pounded in my head from the time I was born until I turned 18 and told them I wasn't doing it anymore. And I wasn't rebelling against the church when I did it. I was rebelling against the pastor. Because he said things that he shouldn't have said to me. Got up in my face in a manner that he shouldn't have done. He should have mentioned something to my parents and let them handle it. But no, can't do that. Gotta try and be the big bad preacher and run his church like everybody in it's his responsibility. Well, this thing's about out of battery, so I'm gonna save a little bit of it for after I get done. Okay. That place is freaking dangerous. And I'll explain to you why. I'm gonna back up over here so I can show you the place. Hey. I'm dangerous. I'm running over curbs. Okay. Here we are. Down here on Indian Lake Road. It's kind of tucked off to the side just before a whole run of stores everywhere. And I had to shoot this on my cell phone because, as you can see, my camcorder gave out on me. And I'm fixing to be in the road, so I'm going to get my butt moving. And I don't know where my little mount for this thing is. But yeah, it's a dangerous place. They, if they don't have what you want, they bundle it. Anyway, as I was saying before, this camera tried to die on me. If you see something you want at this store and you just don't want to spend that much on any one thing, no need to worry, they'll bundle it for you. Yeah, they will. Oh, my drink. That could have got messy. Because I needed them now, I bought some dual coil replacements for my i30S. The replacement coil and wick and everything. And because my, ooh, darn, my windshield's dirty. I gotta clean that sucker. Because my iClear 30 is also down, I got another wick for it. Not really planning on sinking a whole bunch of money into that one, because just to be fair about it, I did actually find them for $8 for 5 coils online. Actually, I think it was on eBay. But I got the iClear 30 coil, the iClear 30S replacement coils, and a couple of juices. I got the cinnamons, and what I've just been told you guys before that I was afraid that there was a issue or I was afraid that somebody was blowing smoke about the cinnamon. The only issue with the cinnamon is the spicy cinnamon, like the hot candy cinnamon type, red hot type. That is actually liquid that you have to, because of the contents of it, because of what it's made out of, you have to vape it in a glass tank. If you don't have it in a glass tank, it'll eat the plastic, and I think that's what happened with us before. Something about the way the cinnamon and the nicotine interact will just straight melt the plastic tanks. So you have to have a glass tank. But anyway, now that I'm about $50 poorer, I'm heading home. Oh, before I do, I did actually find they have a flat top battery, the 3400 milliamp hour, just like I need for my XTR in the, or my VTR, sorry. They had one in there and it works perfect. I put it in, tried it out, it fits perfectly. So now I've got a 3400 milliamp hour battery, the Panasonic battery, the good one, for my VTR. So since I got battery and coils, I should be able to wear that thing out proper now. And I was given another challenge to be able to vape that thing dead from a full charge, vape it dead in 1 day, because of it being 34 milliamp hour. They're saying that that one's true enough that they're legitimate, that it's a legitimate 3400 milliamp hour, or really close, and that because of that I should not be able to vape it dead from a full charge. So I told them, challenge accepted. We'll see how well that one goes. But alright, well, I'm gonna shut my cell phone off here before it kills the battery the rest of the way. If I use it at all, it's usually dead, and I've already got my short battery life warning, so I'm not gonna push it too much in case I have to have this on the way home. But I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you for watching, and you guys have a great night.